not a simple answer.
No, no, definitely.
And it's kind of individual because it depends on your circumstance to the point of environmental as well as what's going on with your gut. Because if you have ever noticed, if anyone out here has ever noticed this, you can get constipated and not go to the bathroom and you start breathing funny. Everything backs up, right? Well, just that simple thing alone there, if you don't even look at any medical pharmaceutical intervention, just a simple thing like getting backed up can cause some breathing problems, and the fluid in the lungs will build up. But when you, especially when with antibiotics and things, and prednisone, prednisone gets in our body, and yeah, it has some life-saving characteristics, but it clogs your cell receptors electrically on the outside of them, and it is difficult to get that off. It takes we've been pretty good at getting people off of prednisone and recovering most of the health. But once you go down the medical road, the pharmaceutical road, and then switch, you're going to get relief. But to get the chemicals out of your body that, like prednisone, and some of those other steroids that are in the puffers, it takes a little while. It's not a quick fix, but it does work.
Right.
I've been working with a gentleman right now. He lives in Montana. He's been a client of mine for over 3 years, and we're just finally. He came to me because he had MRSA in his sinus cavities. He had 11 surgeries in his just sinus cavities alone, because MRSA was eating away at the inside of him. Well, we got the MRSA, that went away for relatively quick. That was like 2 months. That was gone. And for the last over 2 years, we've been working on getting him off of the prednisone. He was so prednisone dependent that it took 2 years to get him off. And this is a gentleman in his 70s. And he's been on that stuff for a long time, but he's getting better.
Well, I'm glad that he is. Oh my gosh. Oh, I know myself for the breathing. You and I kind of tossed it around a while, and I did my own experimenting, of course, based off of what we had talked about, and that was using the AOT in the nebulizer.
Yeah,
and what I did was I've done just basically 1 drop of the AOT activated, and then approximately 1/3 of the little container thing, that the liquid goes into, with water. Now, of course, I've been using, I boil the water and then let it cool down and put it in. But that's been working better than any inhaler medicine I ever used.
Yeah, that works very well if you have access to one of those machines. Because
the nebulizers aren't that expensive anymore.
Aren't they? I haven't been around one. Most of the clients that I deal with have their own, so...
Yes, I saw one down here in my town. I think they're about $50 or so a piece, but you don't have to replace the machine. Most of the machines have warranties on them that cover a few years. The parts now, like the tubing and stuff like that, I have found for as little as $3 for the entire tubing kit. And you don't even have to anymore replace them every 2 weeks like they were once saying. Now they're just saying all you need to do is use a little bit of bleach in your water and rinse it out real good. And that's what I've been doing, and it lasts a lot longer. Because I've seen the tubing range anywhere from about $2-3 all the way up to $15.
Wow. Well, I'm glad the prices are coming down where that's affordable, because around the Gulf of Mexico, because of the going on, I've been using that with a lot of people through the nebulizer.
All right. Well, I know that the home health supply store up here in my community has them for very inexpensive. So we might be able to hook you up with them, and maybe, you know, people that need to purchase one, we can work something out with them.
Alrighty. Yeah, because most of the time in the lungs like that, that's a fungal type of issue. There's a microorganism that gets into the lungs, and then the body saturates the lungs with lymphatic fluid, trying to protect you or us, the body, from the microorganism or the infection. So once you kill the microorganism, the liquid goes, the lymphatic fluid then gets reabsorbed and goes away. So there's another question here. It talks is our physiology changing due to less oxygen? I wouldn't say for the most part no. I would say our physiology is changing because there's more of an insult and stress than less of oxygen. I think the bodies are running we're unable to process the oxygen that's there just because of the degenerated overall state. Because we have such a chemical and toxic insult and stress on our breathing that I mean, just look at some simple facts of 200 megatons of aluminum alone in the geoengineering programs. And that's old data. They're dumping over the top of the planet right now. That's just aluminum, not including barium and strontium and all these other biological warfare agents and nanoparticulates and all these other things are dumping on us. I mean, most of these people are small, we can't see them, and then we're breathing them in and they're accumulating in our body. So we're being stressed to hell, literally. Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially with our environment, because, you know, I was telling you about a month and a half, 2 months ago, about something falling out of the sky that looked like snow in the 70-degree weather. I wasn't able to obtain what I felt was a good sample of the stuff, but I have since heard other people in other parts of the country mention the exact same chemical or snow-like substance falling out of the sky.
I have seen that before too, and that's I think there's another gal here in this network, Roxy Lopez. I think she's in this network. She's been recording that too about what they're calling chem webs. They're all over the place. On the West Coast, north in Montana and Washington, and here in the East Coast I've seen them. Wisconsin, there's stuff that's gelatin falling out of the sky that smells like lilacs. That when it hits your body, it actually breaks the skin and causes bleeding right away.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's that toxic.
I didn't see it that toxic, but I tell you, I mean, it was everything I could do. My kids saw that coming out of the sky, and it was, oh, Grandma, it's snowing. And they had to just run out right now. And it was like, no. I mean, I grabbed them kids and brought them inside, and the first thing I did was put them in a shower.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know what that garbage was.
Well, there was a rainstorm last year. I think it was that there was a hurricane. Was it Irene or something? Last year, was that Irene? Now, that during the storm, this is during the storm on this gal's car in Louisiana. She called me right after she'd identified what this mucus-looking slime was on her car, and the rain didn't wash it off. It came down in that rainstorm. So she took it to her lab down there, which she's a microbiologist. Took a swab, took it in, and found a couple of different flu strains that were unidentified other than flu strains.
Oh my God.
In that gelatin slime that will come down in that storm.
Oh, yuck. Oh, that is just horrid. Oh.
Yeah.
My.
These are the agents that are coming down in some of these storms.
Oh my gosh. Well, I guess my poor kids aren't going to be playing in the rain anymore, are they?
Well, I usually let it rain a little bit and then go outside. It's not like when I was a kid when you can go out and play in the rain. Not nowadays.
No, I love that. I love that, and that was one of my kids' very favorite things to do is to just, oh, it's raining, we got to go out and play, and they'll swirl around and dance around in the rain, and it's just so sweet to see them doing that. And to think how sad it is, it's actually dangerous for them.
It's not just them, it's everybody.
Well, I know that. But
this is the war on humanity we live in now. I mean,
I know.
I don't want to be a doomsdayer and a fearmonger, but I'm just telling you these are facts.
I know.
So we need to protect ourselves.
I know. Do we have more questions there for you?
I don't see any here. I don't have the big chat room. I just have the one here in the Skype one. But yeah, feel free to type in the chat room, or I'm sure there's a number here, isn't there, Dave?
Dave, yeah, it looks like we've got a call-in number here.
1-775-657-5973. When you call in, we say give you your area code, give us your name and your first name and where you're calling from, and then your question. Thank you.
Yeah, we invite anybody thank you, Dave. We do invite anybody to call in that has a question for Dr. Wil, because I'll tell you what, he has literally helped with his suggestions to working miracles in my family's lives. I mean, it's just, he's been a real blessing to my family. And so all I can do is encourage you all that have questions to please call in. Now, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I said there's information that we're adding to our website, which is bodyelectrician.com. We're expanding our information on there and updating to try to help more people. And then I guess we're going to be here every Monday.
Every Monday. Yes.
So
yes, Dr. Wil every Monday.
So tonight being the first show, we're kind of just wandering around a little bit and discussing things, and then after this we'll have more topic inspired shows. So then
oh, definitely. Well, I was mentioning earlier that I have noticed how mental deterioration, fatigue, whatever you want to call it, affects the physical health tremendously. And so I'm kind of hoping that maybe you might be able to address that a little bit, and because I've been tied up in a lot of outside drama, shall we say, and it has really taken its toll on me to the point that I don't want to sleep. I'm tired all the time. I got no drive to do anything, and that's how it affects the body now. I know that you have methods that you do and that you teach others to help combat that portion of our mental and physical health.
One thing that I use, and I have very good success personally as well as with a lot of clients, is I have found there's this type of meditation that It's more of a technique than a meditation, but when